The Soviet Union is often remembered for big things: factories, space, massive cities. But that's not where most people lived. Millions spent their lives in villages, far from everything. No modern comfort, just wooden houses, fields, animals, and hard everyday work. This was a different side of the USSR. Slower, simpler, but not easier. And to understand it, it's better to look not at history books, but at real life, at ordinary people. Here, the Soviet Union looks very different. A small village in the Far East, 1956. Wooden houses, simple fences, dirt roads. Nothing here feels industrial or modern. Just a quiet place where life follows its own rhythm. The women are dressed simply, but neatly, walking together, smiling. No rush, no noise. It feels calm, but behind that calm is a different kind of life. One built on physical work, routine, and dependence on the land. This wasn't the Soviet Union of factories and rockets. This was the everyday reality for millions of people. Now, this is a different moment. A collective farm, 1986. Inside a simple vehicle, a man sits behind the wheel. He's smiling, relaxed, almost playful. This isn't a staged portrait. It feels natural, like a quick moment during a workday. Life here is still built around labor, fields, machinery, routine. But there's something else in this frame. A sense of personality, of normal, everyday life continuing, no matter the system around it. Not just work, but people with their own character, their own mood, their own moment. Here, the focus shifts to people. Stavropol region, 1963. A group stands together in the field. Men, women, a child. Simple clothes, headscarves, work-worn hands. They're not posing in a formal way. They're just there, looking at the camera. Some serious, some curious, one even smiling. Behind them, haystacks, open land, nothing else. This is a place defined by work and routine, but also by community. Everyone knows each other. Everyone depends on each other. Life here isn't individual. It's shared. Here, everyday life is in motion. A village in the late Soviet period, 1989. A horse-drawn cart loaded with metal milk cans. Women stand beside it, handing them over. This wasn't a rare moment. This was routine. Milk was collected early in the morning, almost every day. No trucks, no modern logistics, just people, animals, and simple systems that kept everything running. Even this close to the end of the Soviet Union, life in many villages still looked like this. Slow, physical, and deeply connected to the land. This is everyday necessity. A village well, 1960s. No running water, no pipes. Water has to be pulled up by hand, bucket by bucket. A simple wooden mechanism, a rope, a counterweight. Two people working together, passing the water up. Nearby, a horse and cart waiting, because even water has to be transported. Nothing here is automatic. Everything takes effort. And something as basic as water is already part of the daily workload. And then, moments like this. A village, 1984. A young girl spinning a child in her arms. Barefoot, laughing. Dust under their feet. A wooden fence behind them. A simple house in the background. Nothing staged, nothing formal. Just a moment of joy. Life here isn't only work. It's also these small human moments. Simple but real. And maybe this is what made village life feel different. Even with all the hardship, there was still space for something light. A hot summer day, 1970. Women sitting by a fence, talking, laughing. Metal milk cans close by as part of daily life. Behind them, felt boots hanging in the sun. Drying, airing out. Even that is part of the routine. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is rushed. The fence isn't just a boundary, it's a workspace, a place to dry clothes, store things, handle daily tasks, and at the same time, a place to sit, talk, and share a moment together. Life here is built out of simple things, work and conversation, routine and small pauses in between. And sometimes it's this simple. A swing, 1980s. Two women sitting together, laughing like children. No hurry, no pressure, just a quiet moment in the shade. A wooden house behind them, trees all around. Everything feels calm, unpolished but real. Life here isn't built on entertainment or distractions, so moments like this matter more. Small, ordinary, but full of warmth. And for children, life looked different too. 1950s. A simple wooden bridge over a small pond. Boys leaning over the edge, playing, testing the water with their feet. No toys, no screens, just nature, curiosity, and time. Everything becomes entertainment. A stick, water, a moment with friends. Childhood here isn't organized. It's free, simple, a little rough, but real. And then, the center of village life, 1960s. People sitting outside a wooden house. Talking, watching, just being together. This place even has a name. The Zavalinka, a simple spot by the house where people gather. Neighbors come by, conversations start. Children sit nearby. Someone looks out the window. Nothing is planned. Nothing is scheduled. But this is where life happens. Not inside, out here, in the open, where everyone is part of the same space. And when all of this comes together, a different picture of the Soviet Union appears. Not rockets, not cities, but everyday life. Simple, hard, real. Less comfort, but closer to people, closer to nature, closer to each other. And maybe that's the part that can't be brought back.